morning, guys. Today is November 6th. Angels unawares. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by doing so, some have unwittingly entertained angels. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. I've never heard that verse before. Well, I'm sure I have. Anyway, I always have one extra plate at my table, said a Christian woman long ago. The command is, be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. As I never know when the angels will come, I think it wisest to always be ready and waiting for them. For centuries, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2 has inspired Christian hospitality, and it used to be a common custom to set an extra plate at supper just in case someone dropped by. In Genesis chapter 18, we read that 3 strangers showed up at Abraham's tent. They appeared to be human, but they were not. One was the Lord himself, the pre-incarnate Christ, and the other 2 were angels on a mission to judge Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham and Sarah entertained them and set an example for us. Could it be that in helping a stranger, smiling at a visitor, or befriending a newcomer, we are ministering to an angel? The Bible supports that possibility. It's a good reason to be kind to everyone you meet today. Messengers from God brought a greater blessing than they received. Whoever entertained a servant of the Lord entertained the Lord himself. Holman New Testament commentary on Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. This goes into a lot of things. Everything's tied together, right? And like all these devotionals are, derived from the Bible, and the Bible is an all-encompassing word. It's a living word. And when we look at Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2, right? Like I said, I've read Hebrews, but I just don't remember that verse, so it's interesting to hear it today with you guys also. But it makes sense, right? It makes sense for us to be doers of hospitality, to be the people that the world is not, that there's a lot of I think immediately where my mind goes in this is homeless people, right? Just because that's just your most everyday thing. There's a lot of people who, and including myself, I've said this in the past, and I felt convicted about it, and I've prayed about it, but who plan parts of their lives around avoiding homeless people. They don't want to live where homeless people are at. They don't want to drive on routes that homeless people are on. They don't want to walk where homeless people are at, and things like that. And the Bible calls us to be separate from that worldview. It calls us to be separate from the worldview in general. But right now we're talking about this specifically today. And that having that hospitable mindset, of being kind and loving to everybody. And I think it's also important to note that it's also important to be kind and loving to the people that you love the most, and not to, it's easy, you see these people every day, it's easy to just, whatever, I'll love them tomorrow, or whatever, I'll be nice, I'll do this nice gesture, I'll do this and that tomorrow, or the next day, or at a different time, and then when we see a stranger, it doesn't matter, you want to be nice to them, but so it's very important to also be kind and loving and hospitable to the people that you love and care about every day also. And then you can go forward with those people in that love that you have, and be kind to, the less fortunate, and not even the less fortunate, just the strangers, because you never know who you're going to encounter. That I know people that have encountered angels before, and it's just been a crazy experience, And there's like many people who come out with their part of their testimonies talking about that kind of stuff. You know, do everything as if you're doing it unto the Lord. You know, and that seriously goes into today's devotional as well. Like every time I pass by a homeless guy and I don't have cash, like I feel convicted. Not that I'm like that we can do that to get into heaven or anything, but that like I pass up an opportunity to spread God's love. I pass up an opportunity to love someone who may not have been loved. And whether my mindset is whether they're scamming or not, like that's not for us to determine. That money's coming out of our pocket, that generosity is coming out of our heart. When we hold on to things like that, it taints our hearts. So don't let your heart be tainted by the world. Love everybody, spread God's love. I pray that He works through each and every one of you guys who have seen this video, and that His light shines to you, that His love is experienced by others through you. And I'll be praying for you guys. Let me know if you have any prayer requests, please, so we can pray for each other, and please feel free to share what God is doing in your life with each other. You know, to share scriptures that God has put in your heart or that pointed out to you today while you study it or anything. Please just share with each other. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.